Yeah, not gonna lie, this scripture can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, just like any scripture can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. So keep in mind, I am not the end-all be-all on anything. It's just, I'm giving you things to think about, getting that noggin working, because mine needs some working. When I read these scriptures and talk to you about these scriptures, I'm thinking through it myself, right? It's not like I know everything. Well, that'd be funny. Sorry. I wish it didn't hurt so much to talk. It'd be so great to just talk without pain. So, this scripture is in Romans 8, chapter 18. I love Romans 8, by the way. And I love this scripture, which says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." Not gonna lie, initially, I've had a lot of struggle with this scripture because it can feel pretty invalidating at times, especially when you're in the midst of something really hard and you're suffering pretty hardcore. Yeah, we all know what that feels like. When you're in the midst of that, it can feel pretty invalidating to think that what you're going through is not worthy to be compared with the glory to be revealed within you, right? It kind of feels like, well, my suffering is great, it's intense, it's, to say it can't be compared with that can feel invalidating, like the suffering that I've been through with all this chronic pain and not being able to have it, and chronic issues, not have them diagnosed and get really much help. But this is where the one syllable comes in. One word to one syllable. There we go. Which is faith. I just lost my spot. My point is, I think that's where faith comes in. Meaning, the way I interpret it. If I could talk. You guys would be amazed at how hard it is to talk when it's painful to talk. The way I interpret this is that I have to have faith. I have to choose to believe that God knows best, that what God made me for, and ultimately what He's trying to help me achieve, which is what He made me for. I believe that God created me, and as my creator, therefore, He knows what is best for me. He knows what will ultimately lead to my greatest happiness, and His ways being higher than my ways, which is a different scripture in Isaiah, by the way. We'll get to that later on in the year. That because of that, I can have faith that He knows best, and ultimately what He asks of me will lead to the greatest fulfillment that I can feel. The measure of my creation, so to speak. So, this scripture to me is a scripture where I have to choose to have faith that, yeah, my sufferings may be great, and the potential lying within me, the measure of my creation that God has created me for, that I believe God has created me for, is greater than the sufferings that I'm going through right now. And that if I can continue to follow God, my sufferings will be minuscule compared to the potential of fulfillment I can feel reaching that measure of my creation that God has created me for. That's the faith that I have to have, that I choose to believe. You can choose to believe whatever you want. That's just how I choose to interpret that scripture. Suffering sucks. That's the understatement of the century. And yet, there has to be something to choosing to believe that there's something greater than my suffering. That's something I can't comprehend, not gonna lie with you guys. Can't comprehend that kind of glory. No. I've never met God, obviously. I don't know. I don't know him in the sense that I've met him. So I'm trying to learn who he is by reading scripture, by praying, talking with him. I'm just going along this journey, figuring it out, you know. It's going to be a hard one to edit. All right, God bless.